To the football show on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Peter Martin. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and come and join the football family. I'm delighted to say Alan Ruff, Alec Ray and Tam McManus are with me here in the studio. We're sponsored by Cameron Commercial Vehicles. If you're looking for a quality new or used van, then Sean is your man, and you can click on the link to www.cameroncommercials.co.uk and get on there, and he'll have all the answers for you. There's lots to talk about on the programme, and of course with Be Me, they'll give you the best insight into their app, which of course you can download, and it's your AI twin to make sure that your business doesn't miss any bookings at all. So Be Me is what you've got to look for in the app and the headlines on the show. Of course, looking over the weekend, a world-class save keeps Hearts out in front at the top of the Premiership. Rangers complete the double over Dons at Pittodrie. Normal service resumed with Martin O'Neill at Celtic, and the cup winners St Mirren are now in a battle to avoid the drop. That's just a few of the headlines we'll be talking about. And of course, it's always good when people actually go to games. Ruffy was at a game at the weekend, Ruffy. So we're going to do a good, easily 55 minutes on Motherwell against Hibs, because you'll be able to talk about it in depth and in detail.
Yeah, well, first of all, obviously, I took the wrong pie at half time. I took a sort of a curry pie. And I moved on to the steak pie.
By the way,
no.
I have to tell you,
Any tactical analysis in the game?
nothing. He
the brown sauce.
he actually went in at half time, took a bite out of the curry pie, thought I don't like that, and left that, and then moved on to a steak pie, which is just
apart from the football, it was a great atmosphere. The full stadium, brilliant. Motherwell supporters, you have to give them a bit of praise. They made themselves heard. It was great, and the game was good in patches. I think I really, Peter's always going on about Motherwell playing football. They did play good football. Yeah. They play in a counter-attack, which is very, very dangerous, and they used it to their advantage. They let Hibs have a lot of possession of the ball, but just waited until they got possession and then hit them at pace. Yeah,
we're going to talk about that a little later on in the show, Ruffy. Obviously, we're going to talk about the top of the table, and we want your view on it as well. The race for the title is really hotting up. What about at the bottom end as well? Give us your view on that. Some of the other main news topics, courtesy of Be Me. Celtic recall Stephen Welsh, and they're in the hunt for Mohamed Bamba from Lorient. Bowie at Hibs, that's an attraction for maybe 2 or 3 clubs. Some down south and some up here in Scotland. Will Kieron Bowie be a Hibs player over the next couple of weeks? Rangers confirmed the signing of Tochi Chikwani from Sturm Graz. They've got Andreas Skor Olsen and Tuur Romans on the way. Jim Gillespie, interestingly enough, is confirmed as the new CEO at Ibrox. He'll start a little later in the season. And Jens Bertel Askau is the manager of the month for December. Well done to the Motherwell boss for that. Give us your thoughts on that. And of course, with a goalkeeper in mind, can we start with the save? How good was it? Do you rate it as world class, top drawer, really good, or okay?
No, it's world class. It's class, and as Alex said earlier, it was a wow, wasn't it? He just seems to do it all the time. He's done it. He did it at the weekend, obviously, but he's done it before. He's got that knack of actually stretching his whole body to the limit, and that's what he did at the weekend. And it was just right out. You could see his teammates. His teammates actually, they actually, appreciated. You don't really get that. You get that with a striker when he scores, but you don't really get it with a goalkeeper if he makes a save. But they all bought into it, and when it happened and everything, what it meant to Hearts themselves.
It was the last touch of the ball, Ruffy.
It was, and it was a great header, and it came off the ground as well. And he just actually, he's got the knack of extending himself where other goalkeepers can't.
Yeah, the other thing about it, Alec and I were talking about it before we come on here. When he heads the ball, I shout goal, because I'm thinking it's just net bound, and you're like, even you're talking about the fact that you're reacting and thinking, bloody hell, what a save.
I think that would have for most people, because when you see it, you're shouted goal, I went, oh my God, what a save that is. Because he's actually gone one way and then he redirects himself and he springs, and he's absolutely right. He's got such a big frame, but you then have to factor in that he's 43. He'd only played one club game this season. You think to yourself, how's this guy producing this? Because whatever you say, there'll come a point in your career that you go, do you know what, I don't fancy getting up in the morning, I don't feel like training every day. But obviously with the World Cup around the corner, with performances like that, Peter, you know, he's a number one shoe.
Yeah, I think with the bad injuries that he's had as well, he's lost a lot of time. You know, he was out for a while. Maybe he said to himself, "Look, I'm going to make up for lost time here," and that's what he's doing.
The other thing about it, I mean, he did make a couple of saves. Okay, it's bog standard with one of them at the free kick, but he's still got to make that save, you know.
Yeah, listen, it wins Hearts a game. I thought that obviously the sending off changed the game. I thought Hearts were relatively comfortable in the second half. I don't think Dundee had a lot of possession without really cutting Hearts open. They seem to persist with putting crosses into 3-4 giants in there.
Monsters,
and you're just thinking to yourself, you need to change it somehow. You need to try and slip balls through into strikers rather than just lumping balls in, because the Hearts defenders, Finlay, Halkett, guys like that, dealt with that all day, McCart. And just when you think the game's petering out, it's a world-class save. And I just think it shows you how good a professional Craig Gordon is. As Alex said, that's his first game since Denmark. He's not played a game since that Denmark game. That's him coming in as a sub. And you think, well, he's a bit rusty, not played a lot of games, and he looks sharp as attack. So, yeah, I agree with everything that's been said. I think he'll get a run of games now. I think if he's in the team now, Swallow will be banned. And it's up to him to stay in the team. If he stays in the team, I think he'll be in the Scotland team at the World Cup.
We'll talk about the red card in a moment. Was it a red card or not? But of the saves, I thought I'd just indulge in a wee bit of what we call, three laggers and a chaser, and let's all assess this this save, Alec. I'm thinking top 5 saves, of all time. Very difficult because there are saves down through the years that it will spring to everyone's mind. But I've put 5 together. I've actually put 6 together to be fair to one of the people who's actually on the programme today. So, Gordon Banks, Jarzinho, cross, belly, top drawer. Second one, David Seaman against Sheffield United. The ball's going in and he's going back the way and claws it out. Yeah. Third one, Jerzy Dudek, Shevchenko, Champions League final.
I can't remember that, I'll be honest with you. 2005, Istanbul, and it's all...
that was near the end. That was near the end of the game.
Yeah.
But he flicks it up. That was...
Yeah, it was amazing. For me, Andy Gorham against Van Hooijdonk. McKinley across. Hooijdonk and Gorham just outrageous.
He did that on a regular basis, didn't he?
Martinez, Emi Martinez, World Cup final, France. The guy's in goal, he wins it if he scores.
Yep.
And then Ruffy, Wales, Anfield, Toshak.
1977.
Tips over the bar. Top drawer.
I remember it well. I was 7. I remember that, yeah. 77,
Did you go wow?
I went...
He's actually with the save. yeah.
Wow, how lucky was that?
At 7, he did. Absolutely did. But yeah, absolutely. Listen, thank you to so many people obviously suggesting. Oh, by the way, I'm going to read this out because for me, and I can't believe I haven't actually put this one in because I was commentating on the game in Germany, and thanks to Rangers Easy OK, which is his handle. I'm sure his name is Jeff or something. But anyway, thank you for pointing this out. McGregor, Werder Bremen.
Yes.
And the guy's name that took the shot was a guy called Boubacar Sanogo. I was commentating on it. I'll never forget it. What a save from McGregor, and how he managed to get it. It was phenomenal. Do you remember that one, Tom?
I do remember it. And as I said, Al McGregor would make them on a regular basis for Rangers as well.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that was a fantastic save as well.
Yep, good one, and thank you for that message there on that. And there's so many people mentioning some of the great saves down through the years. So we've indulged in a little bit of that in tribute to Craig Gordon. It was top drawer. Swallow, red card, Ruffy?
No, not for me. I think it might have been a red card if the boy had taken a step to the right and was just about to, put it in the net. But I don't think he was that far. I thought he'd lost control of it completely. Yellow card for me, not a red.
Yeah, okay. Great thing about this is that we all get on with each other, but we all disagree.
Yeah,
red?
Yeah, partly if he skips past him, he's getting a shot off. So if he doesn't make that contact, he's definitely getting a shot off, and for me, that's a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah,
has to be.
Yeah, and with that goal scoring opportunity, do we take into consideration the other two who are? There.
Yeah, no. I think he's still. There's a guy coming laterally because he takes it sideways.
Yeah.
I don't think that guy's getting to the ball first. I think he's onto that first. So then you're now talking about the guy who's trying to protect the goal line.
McCart.
Yeah, and I just don't think he. Well, that's the thing. Is it subjective? Can he score into this big goal without him using his hands? So that would be, and that's the reason why they've given it.
Yeah, penalty.
Yeah,
Red card.
Red card, Peter. But I just thought it was a wonderful, show of VAR. It's probably the best I've seen in Scotland, because there was 2 incidents. There was the one where the goalkeeper kicks it out, it's a tight one, the first flick. Then the second header is tight as well, and then he goes round the goalkeeper, and then he's going to get a shot away and score, I think. So I think it's a red card. But I thought it was perfectly worked out by VAR. And a great example of VAR working. And
I'm glad to see it's worked once this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say a great example.
We tell them every week, but we've got to say you got it. It was a good decision.
Hang fire.
We're only 10 minutes into the show, Tam.
Before you actually start saying, "Oh, VAR, it was wonderful." Listen, how can you be fouled like Devlin midway inside his own half and then move another 15, 20 yards up and take a free kick? Surely at that point you've got it wrong.
You're looking for a reaction, mate. It was diabolical how that he's allowed to carry on with that. And in saying that, commend Hearts in the way that they actually carved them open. Yeah, they switched off, but Tam, you can't get that badly wrong. No, if it's a couple of yards, then you know you're switching on because it's in the vicinity. It's like me walking to here at the end of the studio. I thought it was ridiculous that the referee and the linesman don't pick that up.
Yeah,
rough. It
was actually Dundee boy that gave him it. It was a Dundee boy that threw it at him. No, here, have you that?
Yeah, no,
it was.
But it's ridiculous.
By the way, on that point though, as a striker, but he took his goal well, Braga, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It's one bit of quality Hearts had, really, all day. I think that gets a wee bit lucky with the touch. I don't think he means that, but another touch out his feet and then bang, bottom corner, great finish. And then from then on, it was all about. I thought Dundee played really well.
So did I.
They started the game well as well, didn't they, with the header?
I thought they really pressed Hearts the first half. They were very positive. Second half, as I said, they
like quality of the top end.
They persisted with the touch out your feet for Congreve, or the other boy on the left hand side, and just whipping it in high. And Hearts dealt with that all day.
Well, the one thing I would say to you, I remember Andy Robertson couldn't get into the Liverpool side, and he just basically went to Jurgen Klopp and said, "Look, what do I have to do to get into this side?" He says, "Well, son, quite simply, when you're getting down the flank, you need to work more on getting that quality ball in." And for me, I like Congreve because I think he's got a trick.
Yeah, no,
and he's on his left peg. But the amount of times he skinned the player and then couldn't get it past the first man was, you're doing your head in with it. But I like him.
Yeah, no, listen, and I think that's one of the reasons why, and I mean this with the greatest respect, that at the lower end of the Premier League, I think when you're looking at the top end, players get picked out, and I think that's just the level. And I felt as if Dundee just didn't have the quality at the top end. They had plenty of possession. And they were crossing for deeper areas as well, which is easier to defend. Whereas if you get the byline, you're rattling in the face like Celtic do quite a lot. Yeah. And then you've got cutbacks as well, so you can mix it up a little bit. But I just didn't think they had that quality.
But when you consider where they are, Alec, and what he inherited, a manager who comes in, they don't like him.
Yeah.
And he's got them organised.
Well, I actually think the Dundee fans are starting to turn a little bit, because 3 wins in the bounce. They've done really well against the top of the table team yesterday. So for me, I think there's real signs that Elvis has actually improved that group.
Yeah.
They're growing in confidence, and you can see that within the group. And I think they'll be safe. And I don't want to give them mockers, but I think they'll be safe if they continue to play that they've shown in the last few weeks.
Okay, up at Pittodrie, terrible conditions. I must admit, when they said the game was on, the immediate thing in my head, Ruffy, and this is where I think some of us need to, obviously a lot of people want to have the games on, especially if it's live on the television. But for the Rangers fans travelling up there, now this was an area that had heavy snow, driving conditions really difficult, not the best night for them as well. I was amazed that the game was actually on in the first place, because really treacherous for Rangers fans to make the journey up there. Anyway, the game's on, but I thought Rangers had the cigars out.
Yeah, it looked that way. It looked as if they were well in control. Aberdeen had wee flurries again. Jack Butland had a great save when it was nothing each, which obviously kept Rangers in the game. But after that, the chances were all falling to Rangers, and you'll obviously talk about the goal with Mitov. Coming out.
A goal, is it a free kick? What you saying? Because if he's grazed, if he's touched.
I know what he's going to say.
I know, I can hear
you don't.
Stick to your guns.
No, you don't.
Stick to your guns, don't bow.
I thought it was a full foul on the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper wasn't getting the ball, so I would have given a goal.
There's no way he was getting it. It's not a foul.
No, but he was never getting it. He was never getting it.
Oh, wait a minute. You and I have talked about grazing a goalkeeper, and you.
Foul?
Yes.
It's a
foul. Aye, but it's a foul. But the goalie's got away with it. because he's not getting it.
No, but
so
it's
he
a
was
foul,
lucky. Yeah,
Foul.
aye.
Right, okay, so he's in your camp, so you don't need to leather him because I can see I can see you with the shins on ready to put a tackle
Touch
on
a
him.
goalkeeper, Ruffy. It's
Well,
never a foul.
You can't
tell you
take
something?
away his
I think it's a
hand.
foul,
You can't take away his hand.
You've got to jump, you've got to use your arms.
Yeah, but, well, use your arms, but don't touch the goalkeeper's arms.
But how can you jump with a goalkeeper and not touch him?
Well, it's your own fault if you touch him.
Never a foul.
Tell you, I didn't think it was
Never a foul. He got away with it against St Mirren as well.
I didn't think it was a foul. I'm in your camp, but you think it was a foul.
Well, listen, I was hoping it was a goal at the time, but when I actually seen the replay and he's up, and he's towering above him, I don't think he's getting the ball either.
If you put your hand up,
as soon as you knock his arm out the way, because you never know, he might have got a hand on it at a high point, but initially when I saw it, I thought he's towered above him and it's a goal, and then when I seen it from various angles, I thought, no, that's going to be overturned.
Yeah, I must admit, I thought it was a goal, but anyway.
I actually thought it was a bad decision for him to come so far.
I know, why was he out there in the first place?
You know better than me, but when you
but
come
it's not.
He gets out of jail.
Yeah, he gets out of jail, but it's not the strength point of his game. He's a shot stopper. He makes a lot of acrobatic stuff, no balls it right at him, and it makes it look good. But he's in the air. It's not the first time he's been caught. Suspect, yeah. He doesn't want to catch. He wants to punch.
I just hate goalies. Honestly, I just think they're overprotected.
Yeah.
The same one against St Mirren, but he came for it and he got a wee nudge and that got chopped off as well.
Yeah, I know you're being slightly over dramatic. You don't hate all goalies. There's some goalies, there's some nice.
You can't get near them, but it's really annoying.
Yeah,
They can come out and smash you.
Kenny, who's an Aberdeen fan, he's having none of it. He says he knocked his arm. So
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so that's fine. And Paul Brady, who just has completely and utterly lost the plot, says Ruffy's buzzing on glue. It's as simple as that. So he's not having any of you. Listen, the great thing about it is it's all about opinions on it. At least you'll get one. So Mitov gets the decision, no goal. Penalty for Rangers?
What was
Shinnie?
Yeah, he just catches him. Do you know the telltale sign at that particular time was Shinnie? He hardly protested, really. He just turned and he was like half-hearted. He went, oh, well, I've just caught him there. And the thing is, when I initially saw it, because he's got a wee bit of history, Gassama, I thought, he might have. And then when I seen it again from behind, I thought that's a good decision.
Yeah, I thought he caught his thigh. Tam?
I thought it was.
This is breaking your heart to say this, Barry. I can see it. Yeah.
I'm very, very pro Rangers today. I thought it was a penalty, aye.
Yeah.
Tell the player's reaction. Agree with Alec.
And I never thought I'd say it. Obviously, the good thing about the programme is every now and then, because we like a bit of banter, we also like to let you in on some of the things that are going on, especially behind the scenes, Ruffy. And it's now getting to the really worrying stage where Tam says, I never thought I'd say it, but he's looking for Rangers to win the league now rather than Hearts, which is astonishing. I mean, I reckon.
Shows you how hated people can be.
Well, to be fair,
it's only a game. It's only a game.
Say that, but there'll be protesters outside his house in East Kilbride.
It was 4 or 5 weeks into the season, I'd said that Hearts would not win the league, and if they did, I'd wear a full strip, shinnies and boots. So that's part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, one
you
thing.
You get a few gigs, Barry, at the Hearts end. If you wear your Hearts top.
Yeah,
I'll never live it down, man.
So the other thing I was going to say to you is, if there's one thing that the Aberdeen team can't get right, is the set pieces. They had the warning at Ibrox, and they didn't pay heed to it again. Nice finish by Asgard, but just so basic.
Yeah, it was. And listen, Rangers have been tremendous at set pieces this season. It's won them the last 2 games. If you look at the last 2 games against Aberdeen, about 3 goals from set pieces and 1 from a penalty.
It's massive.
It's been the difference. It's been the difference in the game. I don't think there's been a lot in the game in terms of opportunities for either team. So they're very, very strong at set pieces. Fernandes is massive. He's huge. He's a real powerhouse in the opposition box. Asgard, good movement, good finish, poor defending, and I think that when you look at the investment in Rangers, and we're going to go into, we obviously spoke about Hearts. They've got a set piece coach as well. Both of them are the top 2 teams in the league, and both of them are the top 2 goals from set pieces. So it's obviously working for them.
Is there much in it, Tam, in terms of the actual goals for?
I think Hearts were taught. I seen the stat
Slightly.
yesterday, but Rangers will be catching them because that's 3 in the last 2 games they've scored for set plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to so many of you for your messages. Gary has nailed it, and we know he's nailed it as well. Tam is now pro Rangers because he's terrified of wearing that heart strip. You're absolutely right, Gary. That is what's driving him on at the moment. Also, over and above that, a couple of things which I think got to get our thoughts on. But first and foremost, Alec, it's 5 consecutive wins, Danny Rohl.
I seen a stat yesterday, Peter, which suggests that I think it was saying that since he came in, he's taken 35 points from the league games, and the next one's 26, which was Motherwell. That's an incredible return, and it's the same group of players that that inherited from Russell Martin. So I said this for day one, that what I liked about him was he was willing to change depending on who he had available and opposition. So he's flexible and he's pragmatic to change. You had the previous manager, unfortunately, had a philosophy and he wasn't budging one iota. So for that perspective, I think the players are buying into him. I think this group are grown in stature as well. They look as if they're in a really good place.
Yep.
And I can see them kind of growing as a unit, and if they can get a couple of players in, which it looks like in January as well, ship out a couple of the ones that are going to be surplus. I think going into the running, I think they're really well placed. Yeah,
a couple. I want to get a couple of things out of the road. Obviously, we did mention it in the main headlines. Tochi Chikwani, Andreas Skor Olsen, and Tur Rimmons on the way. So they are making moves and quickly, Ruffy, Rangers. But of the last bits to talk about in the game, as well as the 5 consecutive wins, there's a couple of incidents that happened. Fernandez hit with a missile. I just don't understand whether you couldn't even think about who is throwing the missile, what age they are, if they've any brains whatsoever. But players getting hit with missiles is just not good. It's stupid. And the CCTV should be able to pick them up. I think they should be highlighted, named and shamed.
Yeah, well, it's happened on numerous occasions. I can't remember what game it was. A Hibs game, I think it was. I can't remember. It was a Celtic supporter, a Rangers supporter. The CCC did identify him, and his company sacked him.
Is the CCTV?
CCTV.
See with that extra C, is this a really good camera that catches
close up?
Yeah,
really close up. And it cost the guy
his favourite club, the Edinburgh CC Blues.
And it cost the guy's job.
Yeah.
And that's what you like to see. Okay. Companies acting very quickly.
Other one, I have my own opinion on this one, Alex. Yes, away in Gee's piece.
It's first and foremost, it's unnecessary for him to come back out and do that. And listen, see, the thing is, it's like, I used to love, do you know what I loved? See, when you had a win and you're walking off and somebody's giving you abuse, I'd be like, all day long, my man.
Absolutely.
And I loved it. So I don't really see the point.
He might pick up a fine or a game ban or something like that, which would be really unnecessary. Yeah. I take that, but for God's sake, man,
it's hardly like kind of mind blowing stuff, but it's unnecessary. And do you know the thing is,
they still shouldn't have done it, Peter.
Do you know what it does?
I know that.
It allows folk like us to talk about it, pundits and so forth, people out with the game. But in the grand scale of things, it's nothing. If a missile's hitting you, then there's all ramifications.
Okay, maybe because I like a noise up, but nevertheless.
Yeah, no, I love it, by the way.
It's water, and Aberdeen fans going as if, somebody's washed me. Anyway, it might pick up a ban, who knows. Martin O'Neill, Ruffy, isn't it amazing? Danny Rohl can transform an underachieving side. Martin O'Neill walks in. I said to you on Friday that everybody expects him just to flip it, and he did.
Yeah, he did. He went back to the formation that he did particularly well with. I think it was a 4-2-3-1. I think that suited the players that he had at his disposal. The two centre-halves weren't as vulnerable as what they were in a back three. The protection of the two full-backs. And going forward, they got back into the groove. And I didn't think Dundee United were particularly good at some of the goals, but you can't take that away from them. Some of the players, really turned it on, and it was for him to go back there. You could see he's usually trackside. He's out there jumping about, but he was sort of playing it a wee bit cool when it was 2-0, just sitting down and letting it all happen.
Yeah. Listen, you look and you say to yourself, okay, the transformations there, you only have to read between the lines in some of the players' comments about what was going on with Wilfred Nancy.
A few of them are coming out now and speaking, aren't they? They were very quiet under the previous manager, Peter, which
absolutely
I don't particularly agree with. They're coming out and saying they're happy that the new manager's back. And
you know how we like to get our facts right, because obviously their PR department likes to have a wee dig at everybody every now and then. But, when the facts are there, they're there.
yeah, they are, Peter, and we're getting involved in your battles. Listen, I think the players are happy that Martin O'Neill, Mark Fotheringham and Sean Maloney are back. I think, I don't think they were having, I called it earlier, I just didn't think they were having non-Chinese staff, and it showed in the pitch. I didn't think there was a lot wrong, and again, Celtic created 7, 8, 9 great opportunities. They could have took 7 off of Dundee United if they were clean on their finishing. They didn't. They still scored 4. They had a clean sheet. It's like Martin's never been away. The Celtic supporters are happy. There seems to be a wee bit of more unity in the stands, and Celtic will be looking to go and push on. Firstly, catch Rangers, and then catch Hearts. But yeah, one thing, Maida scoring the goal and looked very, very, I don't know, upset.
Unsatisfied, really.
I don't think he's happy at Celtic, Peter, Maida.
Could that have been that he'd missed a few chances earlier in the game? The frustration, yeah.
I've been there, you're missing a lot of chances, and something drops to you and you don't celebrate. But
it was a howler from the keeper.
It was poor for the goalkeeper, but you should be celebrating a goal. I didn't like that reaction from Maida.
You may be looking too deeply into it. He knows he's away in the summer.
I hope, Celtic fans will be hoping he's away in the summer, not this window, but yeah. Weird. It was like a message he sent when he scored that goal. Maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Yeah, okay. Ruffy, I thought it was a red for Julian Araujo on Will Ferry. I thought, I can't believe he's still in the park.
Yeah, red for me as well. It was a lunge at distance and caught the boy, so yeah, red card.
It was a diabolical decision because he's actually smashed the guy. He's out of control. So you look at it at the speed. He's flew into that with full tilt. He's out of control. He's lunging towards the player. And
2 mistakes there, Alec. The decision by the ref and the VAR.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not even sure it got to VAR. That's the issue, I think, here. Because when I see tackles like that, and it's a high bar because obviously the boy Donovan had a similar one last month against Hibs, Tam. Do you remember when he lunges into the boy? Yep. But I actually think this was even worse because he absolutely smashed him. And see, as soon as I seen that live, because I never get a replay directly after it, you automatically know, you go, oof, because he hit him that hard. And I just, for the life of me, can't understand why it wasn't a red card.
Peter.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about that as well.
Boggling that wasn't a red.
I've spoken to other boys in at football today and that as well, and you're going, what would you think? No, and this kind of divided dressing room, and you go, what do you think? You're going,
that's a shocker.
There should be 2 red cards for that. That's what one of them said to me. I burst out laughing, and I thought, it baffles me how that's not even been picked up by VAR.
Yeah, great credit to, I like this one from one of our viewers who says, shocking that your barred paired rule from Celtic must break your heart. Why not come over to Ibrox and the Bears Bacora on the menu? There's no point in getting abused at both ends.
Me and Ruffy.
Eh? There's no point in just getting...
I'll go anywhere for Bacora.
There's no point in just getting pelters at both ends of the city.
No, we'd probably just meet you in there. There's no way I'm walking along that road to go in.
Absolutely.
Would you make it?
Me and Ruffy both Union Bears, didn't we?
He never make it.
Yeah.
Never make that walk.
And also, Peter, concerning that Martin O'Neill comment, re-transfers, was about supplementing the squad. Should be seeing transfers to start straight away. Brian, you're absolutely right, because if anything, although there's this continued battle between Green Brigade and the club, and the fans are still not happy with them, I cannot believe this Celtic board, this Celtic backroom team has not got their act together. They are so slow off the mark with Martin O'Neill. He's recalled Stephen Welsh from Motherwell. That's the first thing he's done. Whether Alec and I were debating whether that's to flush out a bid for Stephen Welsh, or indeed he just needs cover back in there. But over and above that, I think it kind of further highlights how inept that board has been and complacent with regards to trying to give the manager the backup that he needs in quickly. And you're hearing sniffs. Celtic have declared an interest in Kieron Bowie. Really?
Mm-hmm. No, I think we've all discussed it. As far as the league's concerned, this transfer window is going to be so important to the three teams at the top, and two of them have acted very, very quickly. I'd love to know. I know Nancy's away now. I'd love to know the players that he was thinking about bringing in, and then Tidsdale's away as well. So who was on his list? So who's deciding it now? It's a setback because you've got Hearts and Rangers now with managers who have had a long, long time to identify the players that they want. You know, and now we're seeing who is making the decisions, because when Martin O'Neill left, I'm sure he wasn't sitting in the house wondering about what players were going to come in, because he didn't know he was coming back.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see who is making the decisions in this window.
It's another example of Celtic sleeping at the wheel, Peter. That is complacency. And you look at the other two clubs who are in about it. Hearts going for it. Rangers win the league, they get the automatically Champions League spot next year. They're going to go for it, I think, this window. I think Rangers are going to spend big money. And they're going to go for it. And if Celtic don't bring players in, 3-4 in this window, they're not going to win the league.
4?
In my opinion. I think they need 2 strikers and a centre-half and a wide player. But they certainly need 2 strikers and a centre-half. And if they don't get them in, I don't think they'll win the league. So it's critical that Celtic go and bring players in. But again, taking their time, dragging their heels, you've got Rangers out there probably signing 3 or 4 players already. And I think another couple will come in there going for it. And Rangers always do. If they've got a sniff of winning the league, they go for it, they spend money. And Hearts are doing it as well. Celtic don't. They think they've got enough in the building to win it, and I don't think they have.
I genuinely don't think that the Celtic board think they've got enough in the building, Tam. I think they've just not identified the right targets at the moment.
I can tell you without a shadow of anybody doubting, contradicting me, that Martin is looking at that squad and he's looking at the quality of it and the depth of it, and he is worried, and he's worried big time, and he wants players in, and he wants players of a certain quality that the previous manager before Wilfried Nancy had confirmed to everybody. 3 players of quality, not the 7 that were signed by somebody else in the building, because they weren't the players that he was looking for. Those 3 players of quality to start in that team is what Martin O'Neill's looking for. And unless they get a move on, I am looking at it and I'm saying to myself, we've all tried to call things over every week and we've had knee-jerk, and I'm talking about this programme, I'm talking about radio, I'm talking about television. Rangers lost to Hearts, everybody's saying that's it, they're out of it, and now they're back in it. You've got Hearts digging in, getting the results that they need to after having a couple of draws when everybody said the bubble was burst. It wasn't burst. But Celtic have got a situation, Ruffy, where they've got Falkirk on Wednesday night, which feasibly Martin could gear them up and get, a result there. But if they don't get players in before the 25th that he suddenly has to hope are going to start the game, they're at Tynecastle against Hearts. And if Hearts go 9 points clear of Celtic, then I think too big a gap. I think Hearts will win the league.
Yeah, I think that's why it's so important that somebody gets their act together and brings some players in. The good thing about Hearts and Rangers are they're bringing in players that nobody's hinting's coming in. They're identifying guys and bringing them in. There's no, they could go for him. They're signing players that nobody's been talking about. So they're working very well behind the scenes. They're keeping it close to their chest who these guys are. And as you said there, Celtic are just going, is it him? Is it him? It's all just hearsay.
Yeah, and who fed the line to them declaring an interest in Kieron Bowie? What's that all about?
I don't know, but Peter, I don't think they're going to get Kieron Bowie in this window.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will get him out of Hibs, maybe in the summer.
Would it be easier to declare an interest in Lamine Yamal?
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, if are you going to go and put a bid in for him? Are you just declaring an interest? Of course they're interested. He's one of the top young Scottish players in the league. Of course Celtic Rangers are going to be interested in him, but
He's a different profile to what they both have at the moment as well.
Oh, I think he's going to both teams now, Celtic and Rangers, and improve. So I think he's a really, really good young player, and he's scored 9 goals I think this season. That's so right. I'm just looking at Celtic's fixtures. Peter, you've got it up there. In the next 4 weeks, Celtic are playing 3 games a week. They've got 2 or 3 European games. Obviously, the Falkirk on Wednesday night, then they've got 2 European games coming up. That squad is not built at the minute to play 3 games a week, and that's why Martin O'Neill is desperate for players to come in.
It's going to be really, really interesting to see what they do, Ruffy, and the type of player that they've got. He took his goal well, and we're going to talk about Hibs at the weekend, but I'm not so sure Martin is even looking at that level and saying Kieron Bowie is going to satisfy my desire, my wish list, my hit list for getting Celtic into the the real contenders to win that league. I think he's looking for something different.
Well, Alec know better than us. At this stage, Alec, is it an agent that's going to force players? Do you have enough contacts that you trust?
Well,
somebody who's got, as long as you know who the guy is.
You with players now, wouldn't it?
So it's agents mostly, but then you obviously get contacts within the game as well. People talking, you always get journalists saying so and so is not available, and then you think who you could do as a turn. So you're exhausting every opportunity to try and bring the right player in. At that level, anyway. At our level, with the greatest respect, you're very limited in what you can actually do because of the finances. But if you've got, say, between £5 and £7 million to bring a number 9 in, it's a wee bit different kind of market, yeah.
Yeah, interesting to see where they go with it. They were comfortable against Dundee United, and they've got Falkirk on Wednesday, which again is an interesting one because yet again, John McGlynn just keeps producing results. This time against St Mirren, who suddenly are the cup winners, finding themselves in trouble. How do you see Celtic faring at Falkirk?
It's a real tricky game for Celtic. I mean, I don't think any Celtic will think just go there and turn up and win. I think you've got to go and earn it. Falkirk, I mean, I've seen a start this morning when John McGlynn took over at Falkirk. They were 7th in League One.
That's right.
And are now in the top six
yeah.
in Premiership. So a phenomenal job. A really underrated manager. Done tremendously well. I'm really surprised that there's not been bigger clubs sniffing about with the job he's done. And they'll take it to Celtic. They'll give Celtic a game on Wednesday night. So, obviously, we're talking about the game at the weekend. I thought they thoroughly deserved it. Second half, they'd created numerous chances. St Mirren were woeful. I think Stephen Robinson's come out the first time I've really seen him come out and having a real go at the players. I think the week before he kind of written off as a one-off, but 2 bad results in a row and then a relegation battle. So, yeah, but I think you've got to give all the credit to Falkirk. They went there and played St Mirren off the park second half and thoroughly deserved to win.
Yeah, and some good goals as well.
Yeah, they did. Listen, they take the 2 finishes tremendously well, and they could have scored 4 or 5 in the second half. But yeah, I just think that Falkirk are one of the surprise packages of the season. A lot of people would have thought they'd get in the relegation mix, particularly this time of the year, December, January. Can they do it in away at St Mirren Park, in the piss and rain and the wind, and they've done that.
Oh, hard-hitting Tam Bowie, brilliant, eh? Swearing and everything on the show, eh? Oh, brilliant, eh? Well done. You didn't hear that, Ruffy? What's happening now with the big man? Yes. Profanities on the programme, eh?
Exactly.
Flying out of order.
It's a yellow card.
Is that right?
Oh, it's a red.
And then we'll review it. Then we'll review it.
Nick Walsh is the ref. Carry on.
In fact, Nick has just said here, it's just a stern talking to.
All right,
move on. There's nothing to see here. Anyway, slip up on Wednesday or Celtic to win?
No, I think Celtic to win narrowly, but good.
Celtic to win.
I'll go for the draw.
You're going for the draw, Alec?
Yeah,
okay.
well, yeah.
Yep, just for a noise up, and he's just sprayed water at the camera there, just to see if anybody's going to bite and roll him in. Can't know exactly. I can always tell.
I can't go the same as these two, man.
Exactly. Okay, on that point. And by the way, before I forget, because obviously the boys have come in last week, Elite Joinery and Fire Protection are our quiz sponsors for the season. How many Scotland caps does Craig Gordon have? Is it 82, 83, 84 or 85? Ruffy, you going to have a guess at that?
84.
Alec?
I say 85, Peter.
85. Look at the conviction in his face there, just as the...
84, I think Ruffy will know.
Okay, we'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you the answer.
Tell his face up.
I'll give you the answer by the end of the programme. And a big thank you to so many of Damien's pals who said we didn't know Damien was doing fireplaces as well, because it's the first thing that came into my head. But they're not doing fireplaces, Ruffy. They're doing fire protection for your business, and well worth giving the boys at Elite a call. That's the question. We'll give you the answer before we get to the end of the programme. Okay, from that, we're now going to the game, Ruffy. You're going to give us an extensive insight into the match, because you were there at Easter Road. Your old mucker, Jackie McNamara, was there. It's good to see Paul Kane.
Yep.
More than a few legends.
And Chipper.
And Chipper, we ran into Brian Rice as well, who educated left peg. Fantastic player. Can I just say, first of all, Ruffy, full marks to Hibernian Football Club, because a fiver to get in, about 19,500 at the game. A brilliant travelling support from Motherwell as well. They were there in big numbers.
Yeah.
Full marks to Hibs.
Yeah, most definitely. I think you have to give Motherwell a great deal of credit. They made a noise. We always say, you know, it's good to have a large segment of away fans at a game. They make it sometimes when the game's a wee bit drab, but they certainly noise for both sets of supporters kept us going through it, and I thought it was a good game to watch. I think everything you said about Motherwell, possession-wise, comfortable on the ball, like to interact with each other, and the wee boy Just, for me, is a player and a half. He just makes himself, he's like Modric, he makes himself available for anybody that's in trouble. He just makes that wee move to make it easier for them, and he was the main man for me.
Good left peg.
Yes, super player.
Yeah, and the other gentleman that needs a credit is Mazwanisi, because as well as coming back from the African Cup of Nations, when he gets 18 yards out, you know that he's going to hit the target.
Yeah, I really like him. I think he makes great runs from the wide area in between centre backs. He doesn't just stand out in the wing, he moves into little pockets as well. And when he gets round about the edge of the box, you've seen his goal, he shifts it quick and hits.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe went through the goalkeeper's legs, but the goalkeeper wasn't set for it. And it puts it right in the corner. And he nearly done it again in the second half as well. So, yeah, I watched the game, I thought draw was a fair result. Motherwell could have nicked it towards the end. Fascinating clash of styles. Motherwell more possession based. Try to hit Hibs in the counter attack. Hibs went a wee bit longer at times. Got crossed into the box to Bowie. First half I thought Hibs just shaded it. Motherwell, I thought the second half were the better team, but I thought it was a really good game actually, and a draw fair result.
Yeah, interesting that, the take on it. I thought Motherwell just edged it. Maybe I'm just being a little bit biased on the fact that I'm watching them in the style of football.
They could have won it at the end.
Yeah, they could have sneaked it with, I think it was Lungello had a chance in the left-hand side. He's manager of the month for December, Jens Berthold.
Did I say that last week in the show, how good a manager he was, did we not?
Yeah, absolutely. He's I like him. I like the way he wants his team to play. I did mention to him, I think you need another striker, and he went, well, we've got one. You know, just that kind of a, you want a wee bit of
Top
depth,
scorer in the league, I think, Mazwanisi.
Yeah,
Up there anyway.
yeah, he's definitely up there. But I mean, I think they need something as an option. There's too many draws.
Yeah,
they'd be right in the mix, by the way, with some of the draws.
Well, the good thing about it is I'm sure if the board have additional cash, then they'll most certainly back the manager, because and the good thing about the January window as well is, see, when you're kind of going nicely, then someone else comes in the door, just sometimes gives them that little couple of percent uplift, and it may well make the difference.
How demoralising is it? And you've suffered the same with Oshin going back to St Mirren. They've recalled him, but Welsh has gone back. That's a blow for them.
It is, yeah.
And Paul Brady just said here, Mazwanisi is a better shout than Bowie to Celtic. Who knows? But the one thing about the point that Paul's making there, which Motherwell fans will be scared of, is people cherry picking their team apart.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think well, that's the thing, is you're always worried about somebody coming in when they're doing so well, and you can't blame the players for wanting to go as well, because it's a short career really. So they'll be hoping that there's no bids coming in for any of these lads, because there's a few players in there that are really stand out. So, but the boy Welsh coming back to Celtic's a real blow for him. He's going in there, he's enjoying his football.
Saturday, weren't you?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're looking at him, you think to yourself, he's getting game time, which would have been the idea of getting there, even showcasing. Aberdeen are supposedly showing an interest as well, so maybe this is to flush it out. But I don't think anything will happen to Celtic until they get a few more centre halves in the door. Yeah,
he's playing good football as well, Ruffy. I mean, he's a calm influence at the back, and you don't get 7 clean sheets at home, unless you've got a settled back four. And even when O'Donnell was out of the picture, he just stuck in there and hung in there and forced his way into the manager's thoughts, and you've suddenly got a settled back four that's good balance.
He's one of these players, and I think everybody had one in their team. He'll go out at the start again, and he'll come in after the game, and his strip will be clean and his pants will be all right. He's never in trouble. He's never.
Yeah, honestly,
he's never.
This in-depth analysis for you now, because you've been to one game.
No, I'm just saying he's never in trouble. He reads the game. He's never sliding in. He's never late tackles or anything like that. He just reads the game particularly well. And on Saturday, I thought he was the main player in their defence. I thought he was superb.
Yeah, absolutely. 1-1 at the end of it all, but of course, I did look at Bowie's goal, and I wondered, was he a wee bit fortuitous, or was it down to his good, quick thinking, left and then right?
Yeah, perseverance. I don't think he meant the first touch, Peter. I think he's just had a swipe at it and it's broke to him nicely, and he's put it in the roof of the net. I think in terms of Kieron Bowie, I think the best place for him now is still at Easter Road. I think he's still learning his trade, learning his craft. He's seen a couple of times in the first half. He's starting to think about the game more. Balls are coming into him, there was nobody round about him, he would buy a foul. Done it a couple of times in the first half, and you're just thinking, right, he's getting that experience now, he's starting to do the little things you need to do as a striker. And I think he'll keep learning the more he's playing at Hibs. So, listen, I think the summer will be a window where if he goes to the World Cup with Scotland, which he's got every chance of going to, and he gets game time and does something in the World Cup, then Hibs will get more money for him, and I think that will be the ideal window if Hibs are going to sell. I don't think they'll sell him in January.
So your advice is stay there, bigger move?
Yeah, I think if he stays at Hibs till the end of the season and, as I said, plays his way, he's got 9 goals this season, 9 goals this season already. If he gets 20, I think that, and he goes to the World Cup, then I think Hibs will cash in and get more money for him than we would in this window.
Interesting stuff. Sometimes you don't get that luxury though, depending on...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking if someone comes in where they think, that's a bit spicy, we can't afford to keep him with that, because you've got to cash in at that point, it may well happen, because we're talking about clubs who are really struggling for number 9s at the moment. He's a young boy, as Tam says, he's going to develop, and I'm sure he will kick on when he understands the game better and links better, the whole shooting match. So you're buying a boy with real talent there, so you'd have to pay a premium in this window anyway.
Yeah, okay. Last match, Livingston 1, Kilmarnock.
Best to last.
Livingston 1, Kilmarnock 1. Quite a few contentious moments in this one as well,
the first minute.
I could hear Neil McCann shouting that's a red for Glasgow.
Yeah,
10 minutes.
Callum off.
I thought he was fortunate with the first one because it was so early in the game and he hadn't committed 3 or 4 bad touches as he did later on. So I thought
Did you think the first one warranted a yellow card at any point in the game?
Yeah. I thought
in their own opposition half.
Yeah, but I just thought it was a bad, naive challenge.
Yeah, but that happens all over the pitch.
I
And it's
know.
the middle of the pitch. Midfielders are a bit late and they just bring someone down. I just thought
it was because it was so early.
No, I thought it was harsh.
That early in the game?
Yeah, I thought it was harsh. But then the referee sets that's him set the standard. You got to start booking people. And then he gets two other fouls after that, and he's lucky to stay in the park.
I thought the other 2 were worse than the first one.
Yeah, I thought he's very, very lucky to stay in the park. And it's no surprise that David Martindale subbed him after 10 minutes.
Yes, so can I ask you this? We're talking about it, and we get really miffed at this inconsistency. It's not just the fact that it's the decision of the referee, it's the inconsistency when you're thinking, well, VAR sometimes has to take a look at decisions that are made or not made. And I think that's what's infuriating a lot of people as well, Ruffy.
Yeah, but I've said it on numerous occasions, it's the dialogue. What are they saying to each other up there? I think we all need to know when they're looking at the screen. I mean, you've been up in the room, I've never been up in the room. You see the tellies that are there.
Well, they hit the button and they go delay.
And then they discuss the kind of chain of events.
Yes. And while I applaud Willie Collum, I think he's been a breath of fresh air at the SFA because quite simply, he's trying to be transparent. He's also trying to increase the communication between managers and referees on decisions, why they were made. And sometimes he's had to hold his hands up and apologise on a regular basis. I think he's got a hotline to St Mirren, but nevertheless, you're going to be castigated for it because it's Scottish football. He's tried this communication, this transparency, and he's getting it in the neck sometimes because, quite simply, some of our officials are not good enough.
Well, the handball at the end of the game, for me, it's as clear-cut a penalty as you're ever going to see. And so anybody that knows the game, when a ball's went past you and the instinctive go, oh, and it's just an instinct. You don't really have a time to actually go, I'm going to stop that. It's just a kind of a movement towards making yourself bigger. And when I saw that at the weekend, because to be fair, I think it was Don Robertson who was looking right down it. So even if he's blocked out by the player that's headed it onto his arm, then it gets referred to VAR, and they look at that and go, no, nothing to see here. I find it astonishing, and the inconsistency, and they're really getting bogged down because some weeks that is giving us a penalty.
Yes.
In that week, and it's that inconsistency that everyone's going, oh, it's a penalty. So what you have here is a real kind of lack of clarity in these situations. And I know it's very subjective and sometimes it's a wee bit borderline, but for me that was clear cut at the weekend. And I don't think, and this is the thing, is you obviously come to a level and we'll go all penalty or non-penalty depending on what you see it. But see, when you have the benefit of multiple camera angles and you still come to that same decision, I'm baffled.
The other big problem here, Ruffy, with this situation, which a lot of people don't realise, but managers certainly do, on such decisions, because it's so tight down there, a point, 2 points, you could be relegated.
It's Livingston within a point.
Yeah, that's
right. Kilmarnock.
Yeah, but
well, that's what I'm saying. If Livingston get the 3 points, you can imagine the atmosphere with the players in the dressing room and everything. They've not won a game for 7 months or something like that. Yeah. All of a sudden, you're in a team not up, but they're away for the pressure that entails when you're down there for so long.
Flip that, and then you're Neil McCann, 10 minutes, centre half's hooked. Whipped half because he's had 2 yellow cards.
Yeah.
So flip that round and you've got the advantage for 80 minutes?
And you've got a different game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what's annoying a lot of people. The one thing I would say is Livingston's goal was quality.
Yeah, it was. McLennan, excellent finish. And
the build last week as well.
Yeah, it was good play from Livingston. Don't really associate Livingston with that kind of football, but
they've actually been trying to play this season.
I think that's been his undoing.
Yeah, well, he's tried to play a bit.
He's tried to play. I mean, I've watched Livingston in the Championship. And they could mix it up, but when they got Macaulay Tate, he was coming short. He was taking off the centre halves. When you've got 2 centre halves like Danny Wilson and Ryan McGowan, who are good pros, and you've got somebody taking it off them and they built, and he changed the style of the way they were playing. Right, yeah. And suddenly this season, there's no wins in 18.
More direct then.
Yeah. Listen. I'm a big fan of Davy Martindale, and I think to his credit, he's trying to play football. He's come a cropper.
Yeah, I know. I think the quicker they get a win, the better for them. Just try and drag Kilmarnock back. But then you have St Mirren, 4 points ahead of them. So that's relatively
it's 18,
tight.
14 and 10.
Right,
and 10.
Yeah, so listen, one win for either one of the 2 bottom teams can look a little bit different for whatever way it falls.
And we always look and we always try and analyse and try and do this on a regular basis to try and give people an insight into what gets you relegated. And if you're under 37 points, you're gone.
Yeah, no, you said that, yeah.
37 points, Alec. If you've got 37, you might be in a playoff. That's the playoff point. For the last 10 or so seasons.
Livingston, they pick up 27 points.
I think Livingston are gone. I can't see that,
I think the only saving grace is that Kilmarnock's only 4 points ahead of them, Peter.
Yeah, exactly. So we might even be on a lower, playoff place. Yeah. Playoff place for me, Ruffy, 37 and above, you've got a chance of getting away from it. You're probably 10th.
There's no way Kilmarnock or Livingston are getting 37 points.
No?
No chance.
No.
Ruffy?
You're getting to the split, and if you are down there and you're bottom, you're looking at what's above you, and if it's only 4 points and the split comes, there's 15 points up for grabs, you're not at it. So you've got to keep the mind of that. As long as you're not tailed off, as long as it's no 10, 12 points that you're trying to claw.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you go into the playoffs 4 points behind, and what is it, 5 games? So if the one above you wins 1, you need to win 3 to supersede them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a tall order as well. Yeah. If I'm going to the playoffs 4 points ahead of the team that's at bottom, I'm feeling comfortable that we're going to get the job done.
The other aspect of this, Ruffy, is quite simply that I think the saving grace for everybody's banking on Livy being the cannon fodder, and then it's the battle to avoid the playoff place. But even then, I still think it's a saving grace for them, because if I was looking, I'm saying Kilmarnock or Dundee, I fancy both of them. I don't see, no disrespect here, and I'm going to slightly be at odds here, but I wonder if, because of the amount of games that are imbalanced towards the Championship, you're going to have to play 6 games before you eventually get to a final, Alec. And I think you guys will be in the playoff mix.
And I think that's the way it's geared up. I've spoken to people who have actually been in the playoffs in recent years. Yeah, absolutely. I think the time you actually get to the kind of final playoff game with the Premier League team, that I think, well, it's not just that. Then you have guys that are struggling, guys that have broken down because you're playing midweek and at the weekend. So it is favoured in the Premier League, but it doesn't mean that you can't go up through that avenue as well. Who was it? Was it a couple of years ago? I think we went up, didn't he? Livingston?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Should have.
yeah. Partick Thistle should have against Ross County.
Playoff
I
against
think,
Ross County.
but I think the odds are stacked. I think there's
No,
only
no, I
maybe
totally agree with you, yeah.
two in the championship. You know, over a period of time, maybe three. I looked back at it the other week there. It's heavily stacked against you
course it
guys,
is,
but they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to take the team who's finishing in 11th place. For me, it's between Dundee and Kilmarnock, and it's going to be a real battle. And you've got Partick Thistle, Dunfermline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah,
Both.
both have gone big guns at the moment. They're doing absolutely brilliant. I think they have, in the last 15 games, they're second in the points table.
Yeah. So there you are. Battle. Ruffy, would you hedge your bets on it? You have to wait.
No, I'm hoping obviously if Alex no winning it, I'm hoping they're second. We don't want to play these games.
2 games less.
The supporters and the club have been through it in the last 2 years. You know how important it is, and we've already proved this year that they can beat teams round about you.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's one. I might as well give you a wee bit of a promo here, Ruffy, just before we give you the answer to the quiz. Willie says, Ruffy, is there a bar at the Cumbernauld Theatre when you do your thing with Chick Young in a few weeks? I'm going. I need to know whether I need to sneak some booze in, says Willie. Willie, if I was you, I'd make sure you get as much...
Full of booze.
Tanked.
Yeah, get tanked up because...
Stories.
That's going to be...
35 minutes of purgatory.
That's like an evening with Jimmy Tulleen talking about theatre and movies, you know.
There is a bar.
Eh?
There is a bar.
There is a bar.
He will be surprised when he gets there. There is a
That'll
bar.
be fantastic, Robbie. What a
Another wee earner,
No, this is we're doing something for the Cumbernauld Theatre who we're trying to save.
Yeah.
It's
You're getting paid for it?
No, it's
What?
a freebie.
What?
It's a freebie.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Willie.
Can't believe it.
That is unbelievable,
That is
isn't it?
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Neither can Chick. He can't believe he's not getting paid either.
Nobody's told them.
That'll be a right good night. Well done, Ruffy, for taking one for the team for the
Yes.
Cumbernauld Theatre.
Yes.
You know, and
Giving something back finally.
exactly, and not having a real connection, or no, your wife's on the committee. So there you are. There's the connection, Willie. Just get a right few down you before you go in, and then hope that there's some kind
It's
of...
£10 for autographs.
And there's yeah, and there's he's bringing his save from John Contract on a colour picture. So no, well done to you, Ruffy. It's going to be a night. No, a night.
Sold it. 260.
260 sold it.
Oh, wow. Tenner to get out, Willie. As well. So well done to Ruffy. The answer to our elite joinery and fire protection. How many Scotland caps does Craig Gordon have? 83 was the answer we were looking for there.
Well, as you know, I phoned him about a month ago to say, I hope you get back in, I hope you get back in the team. I told him to go for Jim Leighton's record.
92?
92.
Yeah, he's not going to make that, right?
Ah, yes.
I don't know.
Ah, yes.
Belgium.
Ah, yes. Ah, great baseball.
Yeah,
For Aberdeen, that is.
absolutely. Can I just say something to you? He's on 83 at the moment.
He's 92. He's going to get
9. So what about the... So what's he got?
2 friendlies, 3 games, and then we're home.
4.
Nah, he's not beating
He's not
it.
making it. 5, and then a big wave goodbye at Sarah-Viderci. So that's
He'll be gutted.
88. He's 4 short, Ruffy.
He'll be gutted. If he's 4 short, he'll be really gutted. To be the best goalkeeper in the history of Scottish football for 4 caps.
Is he the best goalkeeper in the history of Scottish football? For
Highest
you?
cap? You mean?
I
Jim
would,
Leighton, highest cap?
he's 92.
So because he's got all those caps, is he the best goalkeeper? Is it as subjective as that? And because for me, the best tennis player ever in the history, for me, is Roger Federer. But the major titles say otherwise. And then for some people, the best player in the world is Messi. But for me, you know,
No, I would say Craig Gordon wins it for me.
yeah, best goalkeeper ever.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? Good, nice tribute from Ruffy to Craig Gordon.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway,
Trying to think.
Better than Gorham and Leighton?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think who's the third most
McGregor?
capped.
David Marshall?
No, yeah,
Capped.
good shout.
Oh, it's me.
Is sort of stuff you get at Kilmarnock Theatre.
Absolutely.
Coming your way.
Bring absinthe for you.
Absolutely. And
Petrol and douse yourself in it.
and it won't get much better than that. Not really a big guffaw, just a kind of a light laughter and then move on. So, brilliant. That's the answer to the quiz. Thanks to the guys at Elite for sponsoring that section. And as ever on the programme, if you get a chance, why not subscribe to PLZ Soccer on our YouTube channel if you want to get in with a chance of going to the Champions League final. You and your pal, flights and accommodation, 2 tickets to the final itself. All you have to do is subscribe to PLZ Premium and you'll be in the prize draw come April. Have you ever been to a Champions League final, Alec?
No.
Bucket list?
No, not really. I like to watch it when I'm over by in Portugal.
Yeah, of course.
I do. I just like to sit there and relax and take
You go
it.
with your pals to Portugal or family? You go golfing?
Both.
Bit of both.
Both.
Yeah, quite uneasy in the living room when everybody's there, all his mates and wife and the kids. It's a nightmare, isn't it? Just an uneasy feeling as everybody goes, oh, it's time to go to bed now. It's about 300.
You in the Champions League, you can do that again?
Yeah.
Not done that for a couple of years?
Yeah,
Champions League
it's back on this time.
This time.
Yeah, we need to get a couple of good after dinner speakers. You busy?
No, I'll come.
There you are. The other
Dave for nothing, he's doing dues for nothing now.
Absolutely. Well, he's in. It's as simple as that. So if you get a chance, why not subscribe to PLZ Premium? And as Tam has rightly pointed out on the social media today, if you want to join the football family, then why not get on to our site and you can get involved in our being part of the PLZ family. Becoming
I seen that wee clip today.
Yeah.
Ronald Villiers. It's a shocker, by the way.
Well, it was you that said it. So join us on our Crowdcube and become part of the investors in PLZ as we take it to the next level. There's lots of big things happening over the next couple of months with PLZ Soccer that I hope you're going to get involved in. We're going to give you big news that's coming up with lots of programming and, of course, World Cup to look forward to as well, Ruffy.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
Fourth one,
Can't
and
wait.
possibly your last, Ruffy.
I never say never.
I think it's definitely your last.
There you are. There's a vote of confidence.
Shocking.
If we go to 2030, we'll take it on.
Yeah. So get along to the Cumbernauld Theatre to see Ruffy for the last time. Crack his jokes from 1978. From Alex, from Ruffy, from Tam McManus and from myself, Peter Martin, thank you for listening and watching.